Are your joints dreading the winter season? Do you feel stiff and sore? Or do you have pain as the temperature drops? If so, you're not alone. Winter can be brutal for rheumatoid arthritis patients, but it doesn't have to be. In this video, I will share 5 practical tips to stay warm, manage your joint pain, and keep your rheumatoid arthritis symptoms under control during the colder months. I am Dr. Diana Girnita, a rheumatologist with 15 years of experience who treats patients with rheumatoid arthritis every day. Rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease that can affect your joints from your hands to the feet, but also other joints. What is specific for rheumatoid arthritis is that this disease, most of the time, will affect your joints in a symmetric pattern. So, both of your hands or both of your feet can be affected simultaneously. And this is challenging. Now, imagine having both hands swollen and in pain. You cannot use them to eat, to dress, or cook. Or imagine having both hips or both knees being swollen and hurting you. That will be challenging to walk. And the morning stiffness is usually prolonged for more than 1 hour. But in the winter time, your joints will be even stiffer. Why is this happening? Let me explain you. Cold weather makes muscles, tendons, and ligaments to tighten, which will reduce flexibility and make your joints feel stiffer. The blood flow towards your extremities, like the hands or feet, decreases in the cold weather. And when the barometric pressure drops, the fluid in your joints gets thicker, and that will cause your joints to feel rusty or stiffer. Now, there is another reason. People tend to move less in the winter, often staying indoors because of the weather, which will further weaken the muscles. And not only that, but in the cold weather, people tend to be less thirsty. They drink less water, which will lead to dehydration, and dehydration leads to stiffer joints. For all these reasons, people with rheumatoid arthritis feel more stiff, but also people with arthritis. Now, are you ready for the tips that will help you survive the winter time? Tip number 1, avoid sudden temperature changes. Let me start by something that looks so simple, but is so often overlooked. Did anyone tell you to avoid sudden temperature changes? Imagine you are getting out of the bed and then you get out of the door in the snow. How will you feel? Terrible. Why? Because the temperature shocks will bring you more stiffness and more pain. So next time you get outside of the house, do it gradually. Start your day with a warm shower, or warm up your car if you are going to drive. And remember to use multiple layers of your clothes. You should grab a scarf and grab a hat and put it on your head. And remember, some cashmere gloves. Why cashmere? Because it is soft, not heavy, and protects your body from temperature shocks. Now, let's talk about how to use heat therapy to keep your joints happy. If you are at home, use heating pads, electric blankets, or use a warm bath to soothe the painful joints, because heat therapy is beneficial to relax your stiff muscles. Heat will increase the blood flow, will relax those tense ligaments and muscles, and will improve your flexibility of those stiff and painful joints. If you have pain in the hands, try paraffin wax bath. Do you remember when you go to that spa where you got offered paraffin wax bath treatments? You can do these treatments in the comfort of your home. Just buy one of these devices and start using it. The paraffin is reusable. You can just heat it and dip your hands into the wax. Not only that will help with your pain, but it will reduce the stiffness and will help your skin look smoother. You can find a link to this product in the description of my video. For quick relief on the upper back or the shoulders, you can use Thermacare wraps. They are very convenient. Just open the package and apply it to the painful area. You can also use electric heating pad for your shoulders, for your neck, for your lower back or the knees, but use them safely. Keep them for 10 to 15 minutes at a time and never sleep on a pad because that can cause severe burns. You can also use the benefits of sauna. It can be dry or use an infrared sauna because that will relax the muscles and will help you feel less stiff. But staying warm isn't just about comfort. Hydration and the food that you eat are also very important. Tip number 3. Stay hydrated and maintain a healthy diet. Did you notice that we tend to be less thirsty and we drink less water in the winter? But being hydrated is also essential for your joints. If you drink less water, then you get more stiffer. So my advice is to drink 6 to 8 glasses of water every day. And don't forget about your diet. Winter is the perfect season to enjoy warm, anti-inflammatory foods. Now think about that chicken soup. Think about the stew, which is loaded with legumes like beans and lentils. Think about that curry loaded with turmeric, ginger, and garlic. And don't forget to add some leafy greens, sweet potatoes, or squash because they are also rich in polyphenols, vitamins, and fibers that your gut microbes will love. And don't skip healthy fats like salmon, walnuts, or flax seeds because they will reduce inflammation further. Drink a warm tea with turmeric and ginger, and don't forget to take that vitamin D supplement every day. Why? Because in the winter we spend less time in the sun and our vitamin D level decreases. That will lead to more inflammation in the body and in your joints. In my latest book, Thriving with Rheumatoid Arthritis, which was just published, I discuss my holistic approach to rheumatoid arthritis based on scientific evidence. You can read more in depth about all the benefits of nutrition and natural remedies. If you get a copy of my book, I am sure you will not regret it. Now that your body is nourished, let's talk about keeping it active. Tip number 4. Gentle winter exercises. You won't believe this, but the secret to pain-free winter joints is staying active with smart, simple moves. Start your day with gentle stretches to warm up your joints and improve mobility. And throughout the day, keep moving. Take short breaks, walk around the house, or climb stairs if going outside is not an option. Low-impact exercises like yoga or Tai Chi are perfect for keeping your joints more flexible. And if possible, go to a warm pool to swim, because that is one of the best ways to keep your muscles strong and your joints healthy. Now let's talk about something really important for people with rheumatoid arthritis. Tip number 5, how to manage stress. Have you noticed how stress can trigger rheumatoid arthritis flare-ups? Winter shorter days can bring on the blues, more depression, more anxiety, or just a general feeling of gloom. And that impacts your mental health, but also your joints. My advice, try practicing at least 10 minutes of mindfulness, meditation, or even write in a gratitude journal every day. Use a light therapy lamp because that can be incredibly helpful during darker months. But don't forget to sleep and to prioritize your sleep, because sleeping well will decrease the pain, the stiffness, inflammation, but will also reduce your level of stress in the body. There are many studies that show that sleep is as important as you eat and how much you exercise. Please don't forget to take your medications and follow up with your rheumatologist. Set reminders for your medications And if you are dealing with icy roads, with bad weather that makes travel difficult, don't forget about telemedicine. My patients don't have to travel to see me during the winter time. With just one click, they can see me and we can take care of their pain. Let's wrap it up with a quick summary. Winter doesn't have to slow you down. By staying warm, eating well, exercising gently, stretching, managing stress, taking your medication, you can take control of your rheumatoid arthritis in the winter season. Now tell me, which tip will you try first? Now that you have discovered these wintertime practical tips, you will need to learn about other natural remedies that you can add to your daily life with rheumatoid arthritis, because if you don't, you will live a life with more pain and stiffness. And I actually talk in a lot of detail about natural remedies in this video.